By the time I was 30 years old, you could probably count on your hands and your toes the number of times I sat in a church and listened to a sermon. And that includes going to a Methodist college just 30 minutes down the road from beloved Catawba College. There was no reason for it. It was just that I never felt a congruence to what I thought a church should be, to what I saw and what I felt as I was sitting, giving it a chance. Then one day, just like Colleen said last week, I met Dan Smith and he said, "Come on to my church. It's open and affirming." And as a gay man, I thought, what does that mean? And I come in with my own ideas, but I thought, you know what, let me just go. First Sunday I walked in, came up those big steps, and the first person there to meet me was Pat Sunday. And bless you, Pat, I hope you're listening. Not only did Pat stop and talk to me, she talked to me. It wasn't just the normal, "Hi, how you doing, where you from, blah, blah, blah." And when I reached out to shake her hand to thank you for it, she didn't shake my hand. She grabbed my hand. She put her hand on top and on the bottom of mine. And then she said, "Follow me." She walked me down the aisle and I sat probably right around where Bud is right now. But on the way, we stopped. And I met Mary Lou Blessing. Both were greeters that day. And as soon as I sat down, I thought, come on, you can do better than this. Sunday, blessing, church, come on, what is this? And then I wondered, all right, is this a trick or is this real? And I was just thinking through the irony of that when people started coming up to me and talking to me, and I couldn't figure out if it was because I was by myself, I was new, or I had this yellow name tag on that said fresh meat. So people would come over and they started talking to me. And before I could even really get a feel for what was going on, the sermon started. And I have to admit, I have no idea what happened because I was too busy looking around. I wanted to see how everybody else was getting into it. And this happened for the first 20 minutes. The choir sang, and I knew Dan was in the choir, and I was still looking around, and while the choir was singing, people were into it, and they were feeling it, and so did I. And then when the sermon started, I felt like PD was talking only to me. There was nobody else here. She was talking to me. And I thought, you know what? I like this. This is pretty good. So I came back week after week, and each time I came in, I felt more and more welcome. And then I thought, you know what? This could be my church. And then I was sitting one day, and there was more people than ever in the church, and I didn't know why. And then just in the middle of the service, we stopped. And we stopped for a wedding. Who has a wedding in the middle of a church service on a Sunday? But I watched as two of our closest and most dearest friends, Barbara and Jean, came up and they got married. And again, I couldn't tell you how the ceremony went. I know it was quick. I know there was a bagpipe, but again, I watched. And that's when I knew exactly what open and affirming meant. It didn't matter that it was two women. It didn't matter that they were any age. It was just something that I felt that they were accepted. Soon after that, I met Mark, my partner, and I said to him, you have to come to my church because you will really enjoy it. And I'll let you tell him from there, or I'll let him tell you.
So I was raised in the Catholic faith, and pretty strictly, and it meant a whole lot to me. And I obviously loved God, and I loved Jesus, and I loved the teachings, but talk about incongruent. The message and the actions of many of the people did not match up to me. And as I realized that I was a gay man, I felt more and more unaccepted and more uncomfortable in that environment. So I left, kept my faith, kept praying and all that. And then many years after that, Darryl and I met, and he told me about his church. And I thought, could it be? Could it be what he's saying is true? Could it be that there is a place that doesn't just say that they accept us, and they don't just tolerate us, but they celebrate? That's a horrible word, tolerate, isn't it? Who wants to be tolerated? You want to be accepted and loved. So I came, and as I was falling in love with him, I fell in love with this place. And met Barb and Jean the first time, and I met many people, but Barb and Jean were the most warm and genuine and welcoming, and it was so sincere and profound that it just moved me. It really did move me. And that and so many things. And you were not here then, Barb. You were dealing with some challenges of your own, but the pastor who was here was wonderful, and it just, all the pieces finally fit, and it was so beautiful. So ERUCC is the definition of a face of love to me and to us.
One of the things that Mark and I enjoy at home is music. And you can always tell when Mark's doing something in the house because there's music going on. And not only is there music, he's singing, and not only is he singing, he's singing loudly. But it's coming from his heart. And when I first came, one of the very first couple weeks, there was a song that the choir sang, and it was, "We are all welcome here," or the words were something to that. And listening to that song, it brought tears to my eyes because I thought, you know what? It's true. I had to leave the church for a while for work reasons, couldn't make it on Sundays, came back. When I came back, it was like I never left. People welcomed me. They were, again, open and wondered where I was, and it was sincere. A few weeks after that, again, the choir sang, "We are all welcome here." And I thought, that's my sign. If I don't come back, something's wrong here. So as we
discussed what we wanted to say,
Yeah.
for Faces of Love, what we wanted to express, that sentiment was the core of it, that
was.
everybody is truly welcome here.
And because this is a church, I can't lie, the building will fall down, but I was going through the internet that particular week, and I was looking for something, and all of a sudden, this poster just appeared on my screen, and it said, "All are welcome here." And along the bottom, it had a picture of some hearts. It started with the colors of the trans flag, and then it had colors, and it went across, and it was the different colors of people. And then it ended up with the rainbow flag. And I said to Mark, I just bought this. I don't know where we're going to put it, but we're going to use it. And then, again, as we were talking about this, we thought, you know what? What a great thing to be able to give back to the church that has given us so many gifts. So, again, I cannot tell a lie. This is what we found, and we love it. But we love it so much that we think that Barb and Kim and Allison and Amy need to have it. And it needs to go somewhere in here, somewhere, so that people who come in as guests know exactly that everyone is welcome here. So when we think of Faces of Love, we think of everybody that's out here, and as we get involved in the church and we see these faces, there's truly love in here. And it's not just love that is superficial, it's deep, it's true, and it means the world to us.